how it'll all play out. But let's kind of finish the show out. Maybe we got a little bit extra, but let's finish the show out with some college basketball, right? Big upset yesterday for Oregon State against Gonzaga. Jack, give us kind of a rundown of what you're thinking about college basketball and the state of it right now.
Yeah, I want to talk about the state of it. If you guys don't know what net rating is, just pick a quick spark note. It's your offensive rating and your defensive rating, but your offensive rating minus by your defensive rating. So let's go with the best conferences in the past year. So last year, Big 12 plus 9.2 rating. 2023, Big 12 plus 8.1. 2022, Big 12 plus 9. 2021, Big 10 plus 4.9. 2020, Big 10 plus 6.8. So you see the highest one was 9.2, the lowest was 4.9. That was the past 5 years. Let's get to the SEC this year, plus 20. SEC is plus 20 rating. That is 10.8 higher rating than it's the highest it's been the last 5 years. But you also look down the list, you got Big 12 plus 14.6, Big 10 plus 13.9, Big East plus 10.6. So all of them are higher than those 5 years. And what is it? It's the transfer portal. You can easily tell it's those non-Power 4 guys that are juniors, seniors, very experienced. They transfer over to these big Power 4 schools, and they take over the teams. And that's the experienced teams now are winning. The SEC this year is insane. 8 teams inside the KenPom top 25, 10 in the top 40. There's only 16 teams in the SEC, 10 in the top 40. That is insane. SEC conference right now, it's looking like maybe the best of the century.
Yeah. And if you look at it, Auburn's wiping the 4. They're getting consensus votes, right?
I'm getting in there.
They're 15-1. Like, that's crazy work.
Yeah, I was bringing it back from the first semester, Jack's top 5, and we're starting off with Auburn, and it's not close. They are 9-1 in quad one right now. Their only loss was by 6 to Duke and Cameron Indoor, which is like this is probably the best loss you can have. They had the best offensive rating in the country by a whole 6 points, and their past opponents this season, defensive rating combined is number 1. That shows you a lot. They have the best offense in the country, and their opponents have the number 1 defensive rating in the country. That is insane from Auburn. Second hardest strength of schedule as well in the nation so far this season. Only have that 1 loss. Johni Broome is injured right now, and what do they do the next game right after he got injured? Against the number 15 team in the country, they win by 20. It's insane against Mississippi State. Johni Broome should be back soon, and even without him, they're still a top 5 team. They have an absolute gauntlet coming up on the road. Number 23 Georgia, number 21 Ole Miss, number 4 Alabama, number 8 Kentucky, number 11 Texas A&M, all on the road. That's going to be tough for them, but right now, if they didn't lose to Duke, we are talking about maybe the best team of this century. It is insane what Auburn is doing right now with the basketball. Now let's talk about Duke at number 2, 15-2, number 3 offense, number 2 defense in the country, Cooper Flagg. You got only 4 quad 1 wins was the tough part about Duke, but there's a chance for a lot more. They got Wake, they got Clemson, UNC, Illinois throughout the season. The best thing about this Duke team is that they dominate on the road. Beat Arizona by 14, Louisville by 11, SMU by 27. Talking about Cooper Flagg, man, he leads a team in all standard stats, points, assists, rebounds, blocks, and steals. That's crazy stuff from the 18-year-old freshman. And then the lack of opponents in the ACC could really hurt this team in March. But I would say that's really just the biggest concern they got, the Duke Blue Devils. Number 3, Iowa State. 6 players scoring 10 or more points with the 5th best defense in the country. You got to sign me up for that team. They're 9-1 currently in the quad 1 and 2 combined, with their only loss by 2 against Auburn. They also have no more ranked teams at home, but they play Houston and Kansas on the road. They need to steal one of those to keep their number 3 ranking going. Iowa State has not had a team inside the top 50 of offensive rating in the past 2 years. This year, they have the number 8 team in offensive rating, number 5 in defense. This team is really dangerous. Number 4, Florida. Not a team on my preseason radar at all, and they have impressed me a ton. Probably the best win in the country this year, beating Tennessee by 30 at home. Walter Clayton is such a pure scorer, 18 points per game on 45% shooting. You parlay that with Elijah Martin and Will Ricard. All 3 at the guard position. They have the best backcourt in the country. Condon has been a solid force down low, 8 rebounds per game. The next month for them will tell a lot. Their second best win is still number 34, UNC. But the next month, home Georgia, away Tennessee, away Auburn, away Miss State will tell a lot if this team is certified. Then the last one, number 5, Tennessee, 15-1, 5-1 record in the quad 1. It's great stuff from this team in Knoxville. Of course, the loss to Florida opened up a lot of eyes. They were the number 1 team in the country, and then that really bad loss. But I think they should be fine. Wins on the road against Illinois and Texas definitely legitimizes this team. But just like Florida, they're going to have to certify themselves in the next month. Listen to the schedule. This is all quad 1 games. Vanderbilt, Mississippi State, Auburn, Kentucky, Florida, Missouri, Oklahoma, Kentucky. Then they have a quad 2 against Vanderbilt. Then they have 4 more quad 1s, Texas A&M, LSU, Alabama, Ole Miss. Tennessee has their hands full up until April, and they're going to have to improve their offense if they want to get a number 1 seed in March, only the number 24 offense in the country.
Well, and think about it. We're about 2.5 months away from March Madness. So teams are going to have to start focusing. We're really going to see who are contenders now and who can fly up the rankings. Because, yes, that big loss to Tennessee, or Tennessee's big loss to Florida, really showed everybody, wow, this Tennessee team might not be ready. Yeah. And it's going to be interesting to see whether they can survive the gauntlet of what is the SEC this year. So